I am going to go through our own Closebot account, which is using the old Snapshot version, and just clean it up for everyone live and talk about what I'm doing and why. And by the end of this, you should have a really good understanding of how the old system worked and how the new system works. So you can go through and clean up your own systems and understand better how the current setup is working. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to go in here to automation. Raul, welcome. I apologized to everyone for being late. Traffic. Okay, so we come into our Closebot account, and Raul, I'm just going through and we're going to show how to clean up old versions of the snapshot to match the new simplified version of the setup. So I have this Closebot folder, like some of you guys maybe do. And if you are just new and just set things up, this is going to look really alien to you, but that's okay. I'm going to explain how the new version works too, so you'll have a better understanding of everything. So first of all, let me clean up these just blank workflows that I have. Now, it used to be when a message came in, we would update a field called last communication type. And that's how the bot would know which channel to respond on. We no longer use that field at all. So two things I can do right away is delete the set last communication type field, or the last communication type field, and delete this workflow. But I want to come in here and see what it's doing. So it's also doing some filtering. It's looking for if the message coming in through SMS is stop, add the tag AI off. So I want to remember that, and I still want to do that. So let's do this. We're going to come out of here. We can delete this workflow. It's no longer used in anyone's account. We have bypassed it on our end. So it's not like you have to do something to be able to do this. Anyone who has that workflow, if it's not modified, can do that. Now, I do want to put something in place to replace that stop detection. So let's make a new workflow. To replace that one part. We're just going to look for stop. So if customers replied on what is it? Reply channel. So only if they reply via SMS, or we'll do any channel. If anyone says stop, we just want to add the tag AI off. So we have the tag AI off. Make sure no one else has joined the meeting. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Let a few more people in. So people joining just now, I'm going through and just cleaning up our workflow, showing how to simplify things if you're working with our old version. We went in, we deleted the set last communication workflow altogether. And then I'm coming in here and putting a new piece in that used to be in that workflow, triggering on any channel. Doing a check. See if it contains stop. So if it's stop or stop. There, so with this simple setup, if the inbound reply is stop, we add the tag AI off, and then the AI will not respond. Perfect. Now I deleted the set last communication type workflow. I also want to come in and we're going to delete the custom field last communication type. Deleting the last communication type workflow. No longer does anything. Now, again, if you've gone in and you've built other reliances on that field, you can't just go in and delete it. But I don't know what you may or may not have done. If you have something that says, hey, if last communication type is updated to email, send this email. I don't know if you've done that, but for our standard workflow, it does nothing anymore for Closebot anyway. So we can just delete that. Now let's come in. We do need process message. This takes the place of the one single workflow that people are now required to build out. Now I have modified mine. So depending on certain things, I'm sending it to different bots. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different bots that I might route to depending on different things. We still need this. But I'm going to go ahead and change the name to remove the number, because that's really the only thing we need. All this does is anytime a message comes in on WhatsApp, Google My Business, Facebook, live chat, SMS, Instagram, it sends it to the right bot. Sends it to the bot, and Closebot does all the things. It checks the channel on the back end. It sends the message. All that happens from Closebot, not through workflows. So we have this here. Now let's take a look real quick at some setups you guys might have. Some of you guys may be rocking with the new setup and you didn't download the old Snapshot. This is the only workflow you need. It's one trigger, one action. By default, because it's triggered by all communication channels to send Closebot the data, it's going to trigger on all communication channels. So by default, if they come in through email, Instagram, Facebook, live chat, the chat widget, SMS, anything is going to get a reply and is going to get sent to Closebot. If you don't want it to reply to email, for example, super simple, just break it out and don't include email as a trigger. I have mine broken out. So each trigger is separated by its particular channel. So I can easily just delete one and it won't trigger this workflow that sends it to the bot. Again, we keep that one. Now, send message. It used to be used to send all of our messages, and then we stripped it back so it was only used for email. Now it's not needed at all. This used to look at the last communication type channel and then send the message. Again, we do not need this at all. Override message, same sort of thing. We used to have a field called bot override message. Now with our always aware AI, the AI already knows about all the messages going back and forth. We don't have to send it an update saying, hey, just so you know, we sent this. We don't have to do that anymore. It already knows as long as you have that toggle turned on. Let me show you that toggle. Always aware AI. If you have that turned on, no need for override messages. I have it turned on. I don't need this anymore. Now, there was also a field that we would use to trigger that to actually send the message that needs your bot to update your bot and sent it as a message that we don't need anymore called bot override message. Don't need this anymore. Now, again, some of you may be using that currently. You may be updating that field in hopes of it sending out a text message or an email and notifying your bot. Just be aware if you're doing that, you need to go in and change that to a normal SMS action. Like I'm using it. I'm using it when a new contact has signed up. See where it is. So I check to see if their phone, when a contact is created, check to see if they have a phone number. Oh, I was using an old way. Some of you guys might have an update to the field bot override message, and then that would update the field and trigger it sending a text and updating your bot. No longer have to do that. I was using the raw webhook way, but I don't need this either. So let's just delete this. See, this used to be a normal bot override message. It would update the field bot override message, which we deleted with this text. I don't really need this text to go out anyway, but if I did, I would just change it to a normal
Did you share your screen again?
SMS action now and delete this one. Again, we can do this because the bot knows everything. We don't have to do anything special for it. I'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, let's go back to our main Closebot folder. Now, contact resets. I used to run demos through here where we would run people through the demo and then do a bot reset, and that would clear the goals because we would, reset the goals field, and it would remove the AI off tag, and it would send this instruction to reset the bot memory. I don't do that in my account anymore. And with always aware turned on, it's never going to forget the whole conversation unless you turn that off. I don't need this. Most people won't need this. I'm just going to delete this. If you want to learn more about resetting objectives, I did write an article recently that I'll share in the chat that explains a little bit more about how to set that up and what it does. There we go. Again, it still works. You can still plug it in, but most people won't need it. And it's very simple to set up if you do need it. And the one-day follow-up. This now no longer comes with our snapshot because we don't have a snapshot. If you do want to use the follow-up, I wrote an article showing how to have Closebot do your follow-ups. And I will show you in my account and then delete it because I don't want it. Okay, we used to have scattered throughout this check for the tag AI off, and we wouldn't send it to Closebot at all if it had the tag AI off. We now no longer need that. We check for that tag on Closebot's end. So I can move this action up here. We don't need to do this bot check. This is how we can get it to generate a follow-up. In here, let me simplify this. The only thing we really need in here is follow-up set to true and sent to the Closebot endpoint. Anytime a contact reaches here, Closebot will generate a follow-up and send it for you. Nothing else is needed. Now, to get a contact in here, and we go through this in the article. See, this is very similar to what I have right here. We need to put a contact in there anytime they send us a message. So I could go back to save that. Go back to my process message workflow. And again, I have 5 different bots in here. So maybe I only want it to follow up if it's this bot. Well, if it's this bot, let's remove them from the workflow. Follow up. And then add them back to the workflow. And I'll explain that. So what this will do, let's go back and look at how this workflow looks. This is how our follow-up workflow looks. There's no trigger. There's a 1-day wait, and then the follow-up happens. So what this will do is when we receive a message, boom, sent to Closebot, bot ID 1543. I'll clean up this stuff in a little bit for you. Bot 1543. It's going to send it there, and then it's going to remove them from the follow-up workflow and then add them back. All that does is if they're stuck right here in the 1-day wait, it removes them from that, adds them back, restarts that 1-day wait timer. So with this setup, it'll always follow up 1 day after their last message into the bot. Now, at some point, it's probably smart to add something that turns the bot off. We don't want it always following up 1 day after, more than likely. At some point, maybe they've set an appointment with you or they've reached the final objective. It's okay to turn the bot off and not have it follow up at that point. But it'll only do that one follow-up. Once they have exited out of here, it did the follow-up. If they don't message in again, they're not added back to this follow-up flow, so they're not going to get a message every day, even if they don't respond, just once. Again, I don't really want this, but now you know how to do it. Okay, so now let's look at the setup article again. When you make this webhook now, all you need in here is this URL, this endpoint. All the information it needs comes automatically. So I don't need this goals finished. I don't need this ID. I don't need this message. This I do need. This tells it which bot I want it to go to. If you have multiple bots connected to the same account, all you need to do is point at the correct bot. Now, I don't need to do this old way of setting variables. If you're using this old way, that's fine. You can leave it. But now I can take this go high level variable. I'll go into my bot 1543. And replace it here. just like that. Now I am over my character limit, and some people get frustrated with the character limit, but we purposefully limit you on these to force you to use the knowledge storage at a certain point where we have found the bot doesn't track as well. When it has too much information, it doesn't do well. And the knowledge storage at a certain point is better for you. Now, using the knowledge does slow your bot down a little bit. On average, now with our update, it'll be by about 3 to 4 seconds that it slows down if you're using knowledge, which is why I've tried not to use knowledge for this bot that's doing a lot of web chat, where I want it to be fast. So now that I'm over, I can just go through and clean some stuff up. Just try to get things shorter. This is good too. Learning, what words are helpful for the bot and which ones aren't. It's a computer. We don't have to use so many words to describe what we're doing. Almost shorthand works fine for it to know the point you're trying to get across. It already knows it's a bot named this who works at Closebot. And delete Closebot here. Nailed it. Yeah, good pointing that out, Jay. I still do have lead name in here. Where was it? This at lead underscore name is something we can use, as well as at rep underscore name. Those are Closebot variables, just like how Go High Level has variables. I could replace this with, I believe it's like contact first name. That's fine too. I'm just going to leave it like this. It doesn't really make a difference for us, but good call. Whatever's easier for you. Okay, so I can delete all those. And I can do that for all of my bots. This is using industry. So I can go into bot number 73 and use this variable instead. Again, we don't need message, don't need goals finished, don't need ID, don't need this one. This is automatically available for our bot. Now, this is not mapped to a field. So I do still need this. I could make a field called plan label and have this be a field and then just reference the field in my bot, but I'll just leave at plan underscore label in there. Now let's change bot number 73. We automatically set at lead underscore name to contact dot first underscore name. So they're the same thing. Really good question. Okay, bot number 73. Looks like I'm not even using this anymore. Yeah, I don't even have at industry or at plan label in this one anymore. At status, I still need at industry. Don't need for bot 527. So I still need at status because that's not really pointed at a field. I've made that variable. But industry I can replace with that. And let's get our go high level variables for those. I'll just go grab them from my other bot. Same thing here, just cleaned up. I'm not doing a reactivation anymore, so I'm not really using 8906, but I'll still clean this up. Again, don't need lead underscore name, automatically gets set, ID, goals finished, message. It all happens automatically. This is going to nothing. Plus, we don't need to check if the bot is on or off anymore. On the back end, we're always checking to see if that tag is there before we engage, getting it out of the workflow. It just makes things faster for you guys. 1021, similar thing, just deleting some of this stuff that we don't need. And let's save that. Yes, great question, Jason. Just send your first message and then your bot will be plugged in and it automatically replies to everything. I just released an article. I don't think we have one on. But I just released one for like if a contact fills out a form, how to start the conversation. And it's going to be very similar. Shows you some things to keep in mind. Let me drop this in here. So this shows how to get the conversation started with someone. I notice we have a hand raised, but I'm almost done cleaning this up. Keep it raised, and then I will address you, Stephen. Okay, and since I'm not using the one-day follow-up, I could delete this. I'll keep it in here just in case. Now let's come into our custom fields. Search for bot. This bot latest auto response no longer being used. There is a new field that people just connecting get added automatically. I think it's called bot latest response. Very similar, not named exactly the same though. And we always update that now with the bot latest response. So you can look at the bot latest response to trigger other things. Like if the bot said this, I want to add this tag or whatever. Bot reset. Doesn't do anything. Perfect. So we're all cleaned out. Okay, now Stephen, go ahead and unmute.
It's totally unrelated to
Hold on.
this. So
Let me switch my speaker. Pretty sure it's not you, it's me. Yep.
Can
it's
you
me.
hear me?
Okay,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So my question is completely unrelated to this, so I can wait until toward the end. If other people have questions related to this, it's about my bot and my calendar. If for some reason it keeps saying fully booked. So I need to speak to somebody or get on a Zoom call or whatever. I went through all the things, check items on the help article, and still it's doing the same thing. So
There are just a couple things that I'll address real quick. Raul asked, how about when all objectives are met? Yeah, that's a good time to add the tag AI off. You can turn this feature on. Stop when all objectives done. You could turn that on. And that'll do the same thing. That adds the tag automatically AI off when it's out of objectives. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah. Is it okay if I open your account, Stephen? All right. What is your account email? Hold on, you're muted again. And
location connect with K's instead of C's.
okay, let's check this out.
And I've tried it for like 5 or 6 times. The same thing.
Anytime a message is showing in orange, that tells us something might be up. Cannot get calendars free slots. There should be an ID in there. So that tells me you don't have a calendar in your booking objective. Let's go look at that.
Okay. I have the dynamic tag. Was it contact dot calendar ID? I think that's what it is. Let's look.
Objective. Oh, switch back over to Mike. I need to fix that. Okay. So contact dot calendar ID is what we're expecting. So let's go back to the dashboard. Oh, come on. Click the message again. There are a lot of logs in here. I'm going to click the one where it says contacts. And I just want to see what contact. It was calendar ID. Are you connected to the right account? Because I don't see a custom field in here for a calendar ID.
Yeah, it should be. Now, originally I had the bot connected to a different sub account, but then I decided based on one of the last Zoom calls we had, somebody said, something about using it as a demo to show future clients. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. I only have one bot right now. So, because I'm testing it out and getting it to work, and then I'll upgrade. But I decided to use that one bot as a demo bot on a demo site. And so I switched it. I don't know whether that made the difference or not, but I made sure that the calendar IDs were within that sub account.
Can you check that account's the location ID in
Okay.
the level?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Let me see here. That's it. All right.
These logs are getting cleaned up. We have a lot of duplicate logs in here right now, so it's a little bit harder for us to look. I'm trying to find the one where we pull in the custom field labels on your.
Yeah, so the location ID starts with a capital U, E, capital B, 2 E, 2H. You have that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the right one. And go into the custom fields
Okay.
on that one.
Okay. What am I looking at?
Do you have that custom field contact or calendar underscore?
Calendar. Uh, it's calendar underscore.
Yeah, calendar underscore ID or calendar space ID probably too. Just search calendar because I'm looking at all the data on this contact
Mm-hmm.
and all the custom fields are.
Yeah, I have calendar ID.
So I see this field was set to chat and this field was a blank. This field was this list. I assume that's your goals completed. This field was the history. This field was this value. Is this your calendar?
Um, that's the calendar from the previous
So
sub
that's
account.
probably what it is. We need a calendar ID, not the name.
Okay, how do I change that within
Let me show you. So on your contact, you must have a field called calendar ID, and you're using workflows to update that calendar ID per this article. So you're doing this.
mm-hmm.
Now we have to make sure that we're updating that field to the calendar ID. It should look like this, like TXBAMXH, not the friendly name.
Right. No, that's the one that I put inside, because I worked with Michael Swan and we created a workflow calendar ID switching. And then I put those calendar IDs into those.
Do us a favor, go into your contact that was engaging
Okay. All right.
bot. This is really good to troubleshoot this kind of stuff live with everyone.
All right. So contact. Okay. Okay. I'm
And
inside contact.
can you share your screen for us?
Absolutely. It says sharing is not turned on. How do I'm clicking it. Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right. It's this one. Okay. This is the one I did most recently.
Yep. WNLD. Okay, now go to that field, calendar ID.
It's actually should be here, I think. Is it? Right there.
It looks like it's blank.
Yeah, it's blank.
So the workflow either didn't trigger whatever's triggering that workflow to update that calendar ID to a certain value. Let's go to that workflow.
Okay.
So it makes sense that it wouldn't be able to book because it doesn't know
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Okay. So here's a
calendar ID.
calendar ID switching that I did with Michael Swan. Clicking in that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what triggers this?
Appointment location.
Changed. Okay. Exit out of that.
All right. So then here, these are the appointment locations.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
let's see if the appointment location updated for that contact and what it updated to.
Okay. Oh, I guess I should have just opened up another screen, but
Oh, you're fine.
okay. Oh, you know what? It didn't get to the appointment thing because it said it was booked. See here? We're fully booked at the moment. So it wouldn't check this off.
So
Appointment
it's not
location.
going to update the calendar ID if it doesn't get to that and update that.
Right.
So what was it on when it said, let's go back to your Closebot account. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. So it was attempting book appointment. It updated some of this stuff, appointment location. That's where it was supposed to update that, right?
Yes.
It updated it to
It's still saying Hilliard office. Again, that wasn't in the previous sub account. So I thought that if I disconnected from that sub account and then connected to the demo account that we were just in, that it would automatically start. And so that may be the issue. How do we get it from
Yes.
not reading Groveport and Hilliard office to now reading these fictitious names?
We'll automatically add fields as they come available, but we don't, I don't think, and we should probably go through and do this, automatically remove ones. So we still have those old ones in memory. You can easily reset it just by going to modify bot. I'm gonna have to go back to your account. And then, for example, these are the ones we have in memory that it's trying to update to, but let's just pick a different one and then pick that one again. And that just kind of resets it.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
And so we could do that for all of them. If it's okay with you, I'll just go into, it's not linked to one. Okay, does this need to be linked to a different field?
No.
Okay,
That'll just go into.
put it on none again. I'll just cycle it on and off. Name. Okay. So I'll just save that and now you'll be good.
Okay.
So it knows the locations that it's trying to update. It's going to update that. That'll put in the calendar ID and then it'll know where to book.
Thank you so much.
Of course, yeah, I'm glad we got that sorted out. Let me see who else has their hand raised. Amanda.
Hey Bryce.
Hey.
So quick question. I've got a client that has a HIPAA compliant sub account and I was getting some, since the new features came out, I think last week, I was getting some errors that were saying that it couldn't pull messages from a sub account. And I talked to support and they said that as long as that always aware feature isn't toggled on, it should be fine. And I didn't see any issues other than, the orange text and the errors. Everything seemed to be working okay. So does that sound right? Like I'll be fine as long as I have always aware off?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And is it just because of the privacy thing, it can't constantly be looking? Is that what the issue is?
Yeah, and this is something I didn't actually know until you came into support. That
Oh, okay.
when we request to see the conversation from Go High Level, if it is a HIPAA enabled account, they will not share that conversation with us. So there's no way for our bot to like look in and see the conversation. So if a message is not sent to us
Right.
or sent by us, we won't know about it. So in that case, you would still want to use a bot override message if you're getting the conversation started.
Well, that was
But
going to kind of be my follow-up question to that is there any downside to just because I've kind of got it set up, the quote old way, right? Is there any downside to just leaving that like it is if everything's working fine?
you can still delete the set last communication type workflow and the last communication type, unless like, are you always communicating on the same channel?
In this case, it is. Yeah, it's
You might
a
as well leave it because even though that stuff is all workflow based and doesn't have any effect on Closebot, that'll still send your bot override message on the correct channel, all through
Okay.
workflow magic stuff. So you could just
Right.
leave.
Okay. And then last little question on that too is because I was watching you build the follow-up workflow. With this same client, I've got some workflows in the process message workflow, kind of at the end of it. Is it okay to have it that way, or do I want to take them out of that workflow and put them in the follow-up one?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
great
All right.
questions.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that to our attention with the HIPAA stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in, just haven't gone to do it yet, and disable this if we detect it's a HIPAA account. Just because I expect we have people going and turning it on and confused why it's not working. I would. So
Right.
that's something we'll go do because of you. So thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And it was funny too, because the client didn't even know she had a HIPAA compliant account. So, it's like, sometimes we just find things out as we go, right? That's the
Yeah.
way it works. So, okay. Thanks, Bryce.
Every day.
Yep. That's right. Thank you.
Josh.
Hey, Bryce. I'm gonna share my screen. I want to make sure I cleaned up my
Yeah.
workflow and everything, and I just wanted to make sure I have it all done correctly.
Of course.
So this is all that I have in my new Closebot account. So it comes in, did like what I think Just Video, where they just triggered it and went to the webhook. This is like my process message. Comes
You
through.
don't
and then
need both of these.
we don't.
No. The process message is this serves the same purpose as the other setup flow.
Oh, okay. So literally just I'll get rid of that first one and then this, and then I literally just have the follow-up that I built and you cleaned your follow-up. I can still use my old one that I built plenty times ago,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then so it's coming in like basically cold texting for real or roofers. It comes in, adds the tag, it does the drop, and then this message right here. Is that okay just to leave the SMS, or does that need to be bot override since it's the first one, or just leave as SMS?
Just leave it as SMS. Yep.
All right, my man. That's all I needed. Appreciate you.
Heck yeah. You're on a roll then. Okay, Dallas, I saw that you didn't know how to raise your hand. That's okay. Go ahead. I will. Oh, you're unmuted. Go for it, Dallas.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, good.
Dude, you've grown a lot, bro. I'm really happy for you. I remember when you
Thank
first
you.
started,
You've
were,
been
like,
here
by
since
yourself.
pretty much the very beginning.
The
You,
inception,
Josh.
for sure. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, so then shit. One more piece of thank you. I've been able to grow my agency by using your tool to help serve my clients. So trust
I'm
me when
so
I say
happy
that.
for you, man. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I have a bot that I'm trying to do in my wholesale business. Let me show you real quick. I worked with Offer, is that how you say his name? And we built out this bot. We built out the bot, and I guess let me go here and give me 1 second. I'll go here and I have the off-market bot. So I just want to make sure that I assembled this correctly because they helped me with the whole integration part, but I want to make sure that this is the objective. So confirm ownership, I got interest. The price expectation was asking how much they're looking to get for the property, which makes it a tangible number. And then it links to price expectation. So they're going to send a number and it says essentially that this is like because it leads the tangible number, it's going to, because it leads the tangible number, it will send that through. So my question is like, oh, another thing, is it possible for me to set up my bots in a way to where like, if we get like a response at like 4 a.m, cause let me try to open this up. I had this one guy, right, in another one of my businesses. And he basically said like he knew it was a bot because he texted at 4 o'clock in the morning and responded in like 60 seconds. Is there a way for me to like cut off the bot from responding during hours, but stay in that conversation? Are you there?
Yeah. Workflow stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could try to find the
You
guy.
could to stay in the conversation too.
Yeah, like basically if they respond at 3 a.m,
Like,
the bot doesn't respond in an hour.
You could do a wait stage. Let me share my screen and I'll let you share your screen here in a second.
Okay.
If I wanted that to happen, I would just go into your simple process message workflow. Mine is more complex, but yours might have the one trigger, one action. Either way, add a wait stage here. And have it wait until between 9 and 5.
Okay, so basically so just so I'm clear, like in my workflow, I have it to message from 9 to 7. And then if they respond at any other time of the day, it'll just respond back.
At
And
9 o'clock.
Okay, so let
the
me
next day.
let me go here because that's gonna be a big one, especially with my one where I'm driving the
I'm gonna
most.
post a screenshot of this.
Yes, please. Yeah. And that's on process message.
Correct.
Okay. I suppose I don't know where. Oh, so the trigger is SMS or a workflow. So yeah. So add a wait step to it. Hold on. Where did you add the wait? Oh, you added the wait step in between. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll get triggered, and then if it's not between 9 and 5, they'll just chill there until that window, and then they'll make it through to the webhook, which will send it to Closebot, which will send the message.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's
And the
all.
nice thing about the always aware is, if you hopped in at 8 o'clock and you had some conversations with him, when the bot did send its message at 9, it would know about that conversation you had with him.
Okay. Okay. Is there a way to like undo AI off? Like, cause my agents, sometimes they jump in a conversation and then they want the bot to stop, but then sometimes they forget to come back, but the bot's already deactivated. How is there a solution for that?
You could have an automation to auto remove the tag AI off every time it's added, but that obviously you don't really have the ability then to. You could have like a super AI off tag.
Uh-huh.
And then if you add the tag super AI off, it adds the tag AI off, and then have a workflow where if the tag AI off is added, it is auto removed after 5 minutes, unless there's also the tag super AI off. And that way you've made your own like God power AI off. And then normal tag AI off is always turned off after 5 minutes, unless you have your God power AI off turned on.
Got it. Okay. And my last question is there a way to tell the bot, like, so what I did not realize about Go High Level was that the billing cycle is like on segments and not actual physical messages. Is there a way for us to tell the bot to not send any messages over a certain amount of characters? That would be fantastic.
That's a good question. Yes.
You can do that?
Like, let's imagine, I'm going to show you where I'm finding this. There's some more advanced settings. If I go to my homepage and then go to developer, you can see all of this stuff that we can include in the webhook, one of them being character limit. So I'm going to go into my bot 1543, and for some reason, I don't want it to send any messages above 100 characters.
Oh man, okay, it's perfect. I was spending so much money because the bot messages was hella long, so they was charging me like double, and I was not understanding. Okay, so all I have to do is put character underscore limit, and I can set it. Oh,
and it's going to do its best to adhere to that, but because it's still just in the prompt, but it changes our section of the prompts where we tell it to stick within 225 characters, and it replaces that with 100 characters. So let me show you where that gets replaced. I'll go back to my account. I'll give Steven's account a break.
Character underscore limit. Man, that's
so
good.
Right here, see response 225 characters or less. That 225 will get replaced with whatever you put in character underscore limit.
Got you. So can I share my screen real quick? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just so I make sure I do everything, because I'm gonna forget. So basically the wait step to do that, all I have to do is advance window, and then I can do all these days 9 to 5. Once I do that, I'm good, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's done. So it's not gonna have that. And the second thing is when I go through with this bot right here, I have to do it on these ones. So right here, I add this and I just put character underscore limit 160 for 159 because they like to charge like that.
I would be safe and just say like 140 because sometimes it goes a little long.
Okay.
It's gonna do its best, but it might go
Oh,
over.
character. Oh man, I'm so happy I figured this out. One
Yeah.
fly. Get out. You told me. Thank you for telling me. So, thank you. Okay, that helped a lot, bro. Like,
And then you have some, I remember you from yesterday. I saw your message last night about locked bots. We'll go unlock all of those.
yeah, I wasn't gonna mention on the call, man. I don't want to have, you know what I mean? So I'll let y'all, your people handle it, man. I respect you a lot.
Right after this call, I got you. Okay.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Man, you've grown a lot. I'm proud of you. Like,
Thanks. I really
you know your
appreciate it.
stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot better, man. And my clients are benefiting and they're super happy. So
I
even
love
before
it.
I stood where the Closebot was, I said, man, I like this guy, Bryce, man. I'm gonna just roll with him, even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So thank
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, bro. Have a good one.
You too. Okay, we have Steven.
So real quick,
Yeah.
let me share my screen if you can. I want to show you
Yeah.
it. Where is it? Here. All right, so it did work, by the way. It did allow me to schedule the appointment. So thank you so much for that. One other issue that I forgot to mention, I noticed that after this pops up and I answer this question, it keeps giving me this. Before it didn't used to do that, but now
That's a
I
high
don't
level
know.
thing. You want me to show you where to fix that?
Yes, please. Let me stop sharing.
Okay, so you'll go into sites, chat widget, edit, and then they change this. So bear with me while I find it.
Okay.
So this welcome message is what you're seeing, that second message.
And that's under chat window. And
Yeah.
that's title and intro or live chat assign. Okay. Looks like it. Oh, hold on a second. I have show live chat welcome message off. I have it toggled off.
And
Yeah.
it's still sending it.
It's still sending it. That's interesting.
So check
it
with
was
Go High Level support on that. If you have it
okay.
toggled off, I would think that it wouldn't do that.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
it should disappear from there like that, right? Like
Yeah.
mine disappeared when I toggled it off.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is it disappeared inside here, but it's still coming on the
Do you have a WordPress?
no, that site is built inside Go High Level.
Oh, it is. Okay. Then yeah, the changes should take effect immediately too.
Well, maybe if I just reset it again and saved it, maybe it'll do the same thing.
Yeah, try that.
I'll try it. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love all you guys. Fun day. Thank you for being here despite me being extremely late. That means a lot to me. I love hopping on here, solving problems with you. I'll be here again next week. And if you go to the same place where you found this call, subscribe to our calendar. We have 3 live calls a week. 4, actually. We have 2 with Max, 1 with Kyle, the support team manager, and then myself. Get on that calendar so you know where you can go get live Zoom support like this. Okay. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you again soon.